Hey, what is up guys? Today I will be covering 5 of my top favorite gaming laptops to consider for holiday in 2019, and this even includes a laptop with support for ray tracing. Now each and every laptop on this list is yours for less than $1,000. Now for more basic tips and knowledge, practical things to have in mind before purchasing a gaming laptop, I highly recommend having a look at my gaming laptop buying guide. Today in this video we'll specifically look at 5 of the best gaming laptops in terms of price and performance for holiday in 2019. Now if you are located in the US, UK, Canada or EU, you can find a link to each laptop mentioned in the description below. We're starting with number 5, covering the cheapest alternative first, and then we're gonna work our way down to place 1 and to give you a better idea how each laptop will perform. Don't worry about that, we're gonna look at benchmark numbers as well. And without no further ado, starting with number 5, coming in at $679 sporting NVIDIA's newest 12nm Turing architecture, the GeForce GTX 1650, together with the 3rd gen AMD Ryzen 5 3550H, clocked at 3.7 GHz, 8 GB of RAM, SSD and backlit keyboard. On place 5 we find the Asus TUF FX505DT, and for just under $700 you're getting very good value here. So Asus went with a 120Hz 15.6-inch Full HD IPS-Type display with thin bezels for this model. In less demanding esport titles such as Fortnite, Apex, Rocket League, League of Legends, Overwatch and CSGO, locking the frame rate at 120 FPS to match the 120Hz refresh rate will give you very smooth gameplay. And looking at these benchmark numbers here, this is gonna be possible. Now keep in mind these are numbers for each game being maxed out, and so to achieve 120 FPS in Fortnite for example, I recommend opting for the pro graphics settings, leaving everything else to low except for drawing distance and textures. Now achieving this wouldn't be possible without a decent graphics card, and Asus solves this with the GeForce GTX 1650 with 4 GB of VRAM based on NVIDIA's latest Turing architecture. Now the Turing generation did not only introduce ray tracing for the RTX cards, but it also optimized the architecture for the cores and the cache. Now according to NVIDIA, the CUDA cores now offers a concurrent execution of floating point and integer operations for increased performance in compute heavy workloads of modern games. Furthermore, the caches were also reworked with a new unified memory architecture with twice the cache compared to Pascal, and this leads to 50% more instructions per clock and 40% more power efficiency again compared to Pascal. And looking at the benchmarks here, you should expect to reach the 60 FPS magic mark fairly easy here, although Metro Exodus for example is an exception as you can see. Now keep in mind we're looking at Full HD at medium settings here, but yeah, in some games you can even pick high as the preferred graphics settings, or in more CPU heavy games such as Assassin's Creed Odyssey, opting for medium is instead the better option. And speaking of the processor, we know that Ryzen isn't really up to par with Intel on mobile, but considering the fact that most games are putting more workload on the graphics chip rather on the processor, opting for the fastest GPU for the money will in most cases give you the best overall gaming performance in the end. As a bonus, this machine also comes with Asus anti-dust cooling system, and by expelling harmful dust particles and dirt from the chassis throughout the 2 dedicated tunnels, the ADC system acts like the laptop immune system, preventing buildup in the thermal fins to increase system stability and lifespan. Slight reminder, this machine doesn't come with a hard drive except for the 256GB SSD, so that is obviously something to have in mind. Again, you find a link to this laptop in the link down below. Now moving on to number 4, now for roughly about the same price you can also get this, and this is the Lenovo IdeaPad L340. It comes with similar specs as the previous Asus machine, but with a few exceptions that can make it more suitable for more CPU demanding games. For example, Fortnite, Far Cry and even Assassin's Creed Odyssey have all proven to benefit from a fast performing processor. The L340 comes with a 15.6-inch Full HD IPS display, Intel's Core i5-9300H based on the Coffee Lake family, and this is a 4-core 8-thread part clocked at 2.4 with turbo up to 4.1, excellent for CPU heavy games. We got 8 GB of RAM, 512GB NVMe SSD and the NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1650. In terms of display, again Lenovo went with a 15.6-inch screen delivering a stunning Full HD IPS display with 1920 by 1080 resolution with a refresh rate of 60Hz, and so games are not gonna look as smooth on this this display compared to the previous machine from Asus. But yeah, what we are getting here, if we compare this with the Asus laptop, is a better processor and more storage. Now in terms of performance in games, you should expect similar performance for the most part, and AAA games will run just great on the 1650. Again, opting for medium for the most part will do the trick for you. And for more information about this laptop, have a look in the link down below. Now for just over $700 you can snag this, and this is the Dell G3 3579 featuring the 8th gen Core i5 8300H processor, 8GB RAM, 256GB SSD, Full HD IPS display, and the GTX 1060 Max-Q. Now what makes this particularly interesting is the compact and slim design, and so if you're specifically looking for a powerful machine that can handle graphically intense AAA games without giving up the portability, this is the answer for you. So thanks to NVIDIA's GeForce GTX 1060 with NVIDIA Max-Q design. Now Max-Q design allow laptop manufacturers to make slimmer chassis thanks to the GPU unit not running as hot as regular non-Max-Q design GPUs. But yeah, it comes with a slight drawback. Max-Q design GPUs perform a bit worse over the non-Max-Q models, and in terms of performance, this is what you can expect, and compared to the 1650 they do perform roughly about the same. Right now you can pick this up for just over $700, and again, this is perfect for you that travel and might want to bring your laptop on your everyday commute, for example, without having to sacrifice the gaming performance, and link to this one can be found down below. Now let's say you want to be able to max out your games, you want to take a look at this one, and jumping up a bit in price for just under $950 you can snag this, the Dell G7 7.3 gaming laptop featuring RTX and ray tracing. We got Intel's 9th gen Core i5 processor, and again 17 inches, so plenty of screen real estate on this one. We got 8GB RAM, a 120 SSD for OS, as well as 1 single terabyte hard drive for games, and not to forget the RTX 2060 for just $949 and in terms of performance you should expect fantastic 1080p gaming performance, and I would actually recommend you, if you can, plug this into a 1440p monitor, as the RTX 2060 is actually powerful enough for this resolution. Now looking at these numbers, maxing out pretty much all games won't be a problem, and so if you're looking for the best machine just under $1,000, this is the one to get. Now Dell is particularly known for making very solid laptop displays, and so if you are picky when it comes to the screen, you are afraid of getting poor viewing angles, you know, ghosting and smearing, etc., Dell usually never disappoints in this department. Now link to this laptop can be found in the link down below. And yeah, finally on place one we got this one. This is Asus latest TUF gaming laptop. This one's got a 15.6-inch display, a 120Hz IPS screen. We got named the Ryzen 7 3750H, the GTX 1660 Ti. We got 16GB RAM, 256GB PCIe SSD, as well as a 1TB hard drive, as well as backlit keyboard. Now looking at the specs, we're getting very balanced overall performance here. The Ryzen 7 3750H sports a 4-core and 8-thread port, clocked at 2.3 GHz with turbo at 4 GHz. We're getting plenty of storage, we're getting plenty of RAM, and a very fast 120Hz display, a powerful graphics chip capable of maxing out pretty much every game in 1080p, and this includes even the most advanced AAA games, although again, Metro Exodus is a notoriously demanding game. It is like the 2019 of Crysis, but yeah, most games will run fantastic on this graphics card. Right now this laptop is also on sale on Amazon, and for just under $1,000 it's a very solid deal. Now as a bonus, this laptop also has a very powerful wireless network, and so if you know for a fact that you will be connected through wireless a lot, this is also very nice to have, of course. Now for more details about this machine, you find a link to this one down below. I want to thank you so much for watching this video. If you have any questions, as always, please let me know in the comments below. In the meantime, watch either of these two videos for more content, and until next time, have an awesome day, right?